Hi there, students. I had a question about what's the difference between an heir and a beneficiary. Okay, let's try because these two words aren't quite the same. Let's see. An heir is a person who will legally receive money or property when somebody else dies. Yeah. And a beneficiary is somebody who benefits from something. Okay, so the government has spent a lot of money on education, and our children will be beneficiaries of that. But heirs doesn't work there. They will benefit from it. Now, in this concept of an heir, an inheritance, we can both use an heir to a will or a beneficiary of a will. You could use both of these words. However, in a strictly legal context, these two words are different. If somebody dies without leaving a last will and testament, then the money or the estate will go to their heirs. Their heirs are their blood relatives, the people who are linked to them by family. So their children, their descendants, whereas a beneficiary to a will is somebody who is named by a legal document. So you could name a charity as a beneficiary, and technically in law the charity is not an heir, but it's a beneficiary from the will. Okay, so a beneficiary might be an heir, a blood relative, a friend, an organization, or a charity. Yeah, but the heir is slightly different. Now notice we use this word heir for various other things. For example, if somebody is responsible to sort out, to deal with a situation that was created before, then you could refer to them as an heir. So I guess our children and future generations will be heirs to the environmental mess that we have lived. We have created. Yeah, they will be heirs to this. You could have an heir to the throne. So Prince Charles is the heir to the British throne. Yeah, you couldn't use beneficiary heir here. It's got to be the heir. So a beneficiary can be somebody who continues in the position or the role of the previous person, or somebody who does their work or follows their thing. So maybe somebody sets up a charity and works to help refugees, and maybe they die, and the people who are working in the organization continue this work, and they are heirs to the work that has gone before. Okay, so an heir. Somebody who legally receives money, property, or possessions from someone who's died. But technically it needs to be a blood relative. All the other people are beneficiaries. Yeah, beneficiaries of the will. So in that case you need to differentiate slightly. Also notice very strongly a beneficiary is somebody who is helped by something. Yeah, the work that I do in internet has beneficiaries all over the world. There are people who benefit from it in many different places. So the beneficiaries, somebody who receives something good. It's not restricted to death and wills and testaments and things like that. Whereas heir is much more related to inheritance. Yeah, both from a will, or you could inherit a situation. You could be the heir to a situation. Let's see. As to formality, I think an heir, I would give 5 in formality. Use anywhere. A beneficiary to me sounds more business-like, and I would probably give it a 6. So notice, you write a check. The person whose name on it is the beneficiary. A person could be a beneficiary to a life insurance, for example, but heir doesn't work in these cases. So it's the person who benefits from something, the person who receives the advantage, the person who benefits from a distribution, particularly from a trust or an estate. Yeah. So, as to origin, okay, the word heir comes from Anglo-Norman heir, which itself comes from heres in Latin, meaning an heir, yeah? And then the word beneficiary, okay, comes from Latin beneficium, yeah? Bene, good. Yeah, okay, and fecium, I think this fecium, a beneficium, beneficus, making, so making benefit, yeah? So, an heir. Technically in law, the person who inherits because they're a blood relation and would inherit even if there wasn't a will. A beneficiary is anybody who gets money from a will when somebody dies. An heir can be somebody who takes over a role, a situation, something that went before. A beneficiary could receive money from a will, an insurance, from an insurance claim, or just receive a general benefit of something. Yeah, so we need to look after the world we live in, and our children and our children's children will be beneficiaries of that. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Heir versus beneficiary.